And shaboop, we are live. Okay, killer. Here we are. Once again. Okay, killer. Oh my god, we're doing this back to back over the course of 2 days. I'm going to
Nobody made you.
No, I know. This is fun for me. I really do enjoy doing this. But yes, hello everybody that's watching, and hello to all these wonderful players coming back for the most of which for the second time this week. I hope we're all ready to have a wonderful time back in Allatour. That's going to be absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
Dear God, okay, and we're not going to mention anything of what we were just talking about off stream.
We weren't talking about anything. The Zoom call started just now.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. There is nothing to be discussed from then until now. Hold on, wait.
Underbred.
Yes. Yeah, that is wild. Although, admittedly, like, commissions of characters, like, oh my god, Moss, I still need that footage of you drawing Cherie, because I so badly want to make that a short.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
Also, Tony's playing Dolphin Emulator.
Yes, Darbs.
Sorry, I got your text while I was at work the other day, and I totally forgot to answer.
Did you see the updated?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I did. Sorry, I'm so sorry I didn't answer. The glasses is so good. I'll send a more specific text later, gushing about it, but it's so good.
Deep enough.
Yes, it's perfect.
For those that don't know, Moss is slowly going through and making commissions of each of the Allatour characters, and so far, Cherie's has been completed, and we all stood there and watched the time lapse of like the iPad art go by, and we were all, it was like hypnosis. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. I need to find the picture I have of Kate just staring at it. It's like one of my favorite pictures.
I love that photo. It's so...
It really is wonderful.
It's so good.
Like a Renaissance painting.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And honestly, big round of applause for Moss for just putting in all that effort. I really do appreciate it.
I mean, it's been excellent. It's been incredible to like get better at art and challenge myself. Hang on, I'm gonna just get the fuck out of here. There we go.
Wow.
It's gonna be so blurry in the final thing, but that's okay.
It's absolutely awesome. But yes, with that, anything else? This is going to be a chiller session. No violence. We're going to kind of jump forward a little bit to when you guys are able to get back to the village and you guys are able to begin reaping the rewards and get it back on the road. That sound good?
Yeah.
Anything?
I love rewards.
We'll see.
Wait, what?
You said no violence, and I'm saying we'll see.
That's not up to you, Drew.
We just kill both of the baker's child and the mayor's son.
Could
and
you?
Like, we get back, and we're like, couldn't save them.
Could you imagine the pivot turn of you guys get back to the village and you're like, line up the poachers and you start executing each and every one of them? And I'm like, this went from fucking Stand By Me to Apocalypse Now incredibly quickly.
A new kind of justice is in town. Pirate chest.
Tell them the pretty. You leave one alive, and it's like, tell them the pretty one sent you, and you send them back into the forest.
Tell us we're pretty, and then get lost.
Tell me I'm pretty.
Tell me I'm pretty. Give me your fingers.
Drew, I'm so sorry to do this. Can you raise me up a little bit?
I actually can't.
Raise me up.
If I go any lower, your audio indicator will go off.
One brain cell.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, you look perfect. Awesome. No, you were fine before. Okay, perfect. Awesome. Okay.
Shout out to Josh Groban.
Okay, anything else before we get started?
Thank you for 69 subscribers!
Yes!
The number!
The sex numbers!
It's over. Bye, everybody. It just turns
This
off.
is our last stream. No one subscribe
the
anymore.
Sex numbers.
Yeah. No, for real. I think we
It's
hit
actually
like
200 and... I'm bad at math. Whatever 420 minus 69 is, we need that many more people to subscribe.
Yes.
311. No, it'd be 300 and...
It'd be 200 and something.
I don't feel like doing it in my head.
No,
Okay,
300
no
and
problem.
something, sorry.
Well, we all have
I ain't
calculators
doing
in
all
our
that
pockets.
math.
Oh, I need to change the fucking description of the stream. Hold on, wait one sec.
351, according to DuckDuckGo.
Nice.
Thank you, DuckDuckGo.
This
Okay.
episode is sponsored by GoDaddy.
Oh, here I don't want to.
I haven't heard that name. Is it not
Are they,
defunct?
are they a sex thing or are they a website building?
They're a website building thing.
Well, why were they like so sexual for so
I
long?
remember.
They don't have the little man logo anymore. It's all boring and
That would
minimalist.
it'd be like sexy
Boo.
women like car washing. And it'd be
No,
like,
yeah, I
"GoDaddy."
remember that. I
No,
thought it
the
was
logo
like,
was just like a funny looking dude.
No, they
Yes,
had
it
like
was.
a whole softcore era.
no,
Well, I
but
missed that. I only remember
Moss,
the funny
I
looking
for real remember that, and I thought it was because I was like 8 or 9 years old. I was like, this is a
Yeah.
pornography company. Like I was like, this is
Yes,
what this
yeah.
has to be.
How are they putting this on the television?
No, honestly,
During the Super Bowl.
I know. And it'd be like them
Yeah.
like eating burgers or washing.
What's their
cars.
new
It's just-
logo?
that's crumbly.
awful. It's so boring.
It's more PC because
Eh.
the woke leftists.
Oh, yeah.
Boo!
What is the?
Boo!
Yeah. what the heck?
Minimalism die.
Well, guys, it's okay. Everybody hated the Starbucks logo and the Panera logo, and we hated the Staples logo, and so we just wanted people just want white Times New Roman letters. That's what people get attached to.
Starbucks to be
Boo!
like,
Too much
Yeah.
Helvetica.
have we decided whether our business model is going to be coffee or mermaid porn yet? No, but we've already commissioned a logo. Fine, that was a Family Guy joke. I stole that from Family Guy.
That is okay. It is all right.
Also,
God
while we're
gives
talking
you-
about
Yes.
we're talking about search engines, and I did test this out now to confirm. If you Google how many countries in Africa start with the letter K, it tells you 0 because ChatGPT believes the answer is 0 because there's a popular joke where you say there's no countries in Africa that begin with the letter K. Then someone says, "What about Kenya?" And then you say, "Can you fit my whatever in your whatever?" And then it's the whole big thing. So,
Oh, wait. And
search
so
engines,
Google will tell
don't
you
work
0.
anymore. What?
Google, if I Google that right now,
ChatGPT,
I've
not
just
Google.
done it. I just how many countries in Africa start with the letter K, and the thing that pops up says none of them begin with the letter K.
okay, got it. So even
there's
ChatGPT's in on the joke.
Yeah,
Okay.
trying to be hip.
Listen,
Killer.
GoDaddy.
It is the
like,
first thing that shows up. That's fucking insane.
Yep.
You look up GoDaddy Super Bowl commercial and you'll understand. Anyways, sorry.
Well, it's like have you guys seen have you guys seen like Doug's Pajama Sam AI video where he makes an AI of Pajama Sam play through the Pajama Sam video game, and so it literally is a testament to like how AI kind of learns and develops, because he makes each AI learn from the previous AI. And one notable thing with like AI development is, for some reason, when AIs learn from base knowledge like internet searches or from like documents online, it's usually okay. It might be falsified sometimes, but generally it will be accurate and comprehensible. If AIs have to learn from other AIs, it's like when microphones pick up like speaker audio, where eventually it
That's
will
a
hit a
great
point.
metaphor.
And so like the first was like, "Hi, I'm Pajama Sam, and I'm here to get my lunchbox back and go on an adventure." And then by like the 18th iteration, it was like, "Dark Lord Eldar and all of the things that accompany him are going to take me out in the night. Baba Goobush, yeah." And it just goes completely off the rails. Baba Goobush. At some point, I think iteration like 19 was like, "Hey, I'm Pajama Sam, hippo dick. Now moving on." Just out of pocket with nothing.
Imagine the future though, where like
Hippo dick.
Breath of the Wild 3 comes out. Instead of playing the game, you can just watch like an AI VTuber Link play his own video game. And it won't even be a human playing it. It'll just be there's one AI to do like voice lines and shit. Then there's another AI to just play the game.
They go so far into Tears of the Kingdom, they loop back and do Metal Gear Solid 2. Spoilers for Metal Gear Solid 2, which is a 25-year-old game or whatever.
One day I'm gonna play both of those games and get that joke.
Also known as Big Mama.
Also known as Maku Pliku, also known as Big Mama, and he's the president of the United States, and he has an eye
Eye
patch.
patch.
Metal Gear Solid 5.
What
We're
is
not talking about it.
what is Hideo Kojima gonna make Hard Mommy a real character?
Hard mommy.
Mommy.
All I want.
He won't because he's a coward.
Okay. Any other Metal Gear Solid lore want to go over before we start the stream?
There was some meme I
man.
saw today where it was like if I had wrote like characters, whatever, I'd make all my villains very layered and complex, but just name them like Murder Joe or Psycho Bob or whatever. I had a picture of Hideo Kojima.
Brian David Gilbert made like a packet to see what your Hideo Kojima name would be, and it was like it was like a 15-page form or something. And at the end of the day, it was like my name is Shy Gilbert, page 7. Like it's something absolutely ridiculous.
I'm so excited to play D&D. Let's do it.
Oh yes, absolutely. I think
Let's
Darby's
do it.
looking for the form.
I was.
Well, I think it's linked in the video as like a PDF.
I found it on Dropbox.
Hippo dick.
Hippo
Moving on.
shit, baba gaboo.
I'll put it
Hey guys, I want someone to play.
fun tool that'll help us later.
I want an AI to like DM for us, but I just randomly say Baba Gaboosh and just see what happens.
That's the monster we fight. It just says
a
Baba.
Baba
It's a Baba Gadoosh.
Fuck the chains that
Baba
bind.
Gadoosh.
Baba Gaboosh.
James and Bind.
Y'all are
Bros,
clowning
chains
himself.
don't even
Almost
bind,
killed
slow
Cherie in
movie.
one shot, and you guys had the balls to make fun of his one phrase.
I didn't make fun of him.
That's
Why
true.
are you trying to attack me?
I made fun of him so much.
Hell yeah, I did. And time to make fun of some more people in Allatour, episode 8, I think. We ready to play some D&D?
You bet.
Yes, and yes. Then with that, we're going to take a deep and cleansing breath before we begin. Everyone, please join me. And everything after the breath is canon. This is going to be a very lax session, as the intensity of last time kind of marked not the end of your journeys for Voix de Village, but I guess the end of whatever high-octane excitement there may have been, as you are all able to take the hour and a half journey on horseback and donkey back, mule back, and broom back to Voix de Village. And you are able to ask whatever questions you want to Isaac and Green, who, since the adrenaline-fueled battle on the backs of separate horses, I'm going to say on Blur's horse and Cherie's horse, have since reconciled and are no longer kind of steaming mad at each other, or at least Isaac is no longer mad at Green, and you are all able to make your way back to the village, where only maybe I'd say 2 or 3 hours after you returned with all of the deputies and all of the poachers, which no one expected you to take back at all. Like, people thought the poachers wouldn't even be a factor in this. Everyone is elated to see you return. There was overall celebration happening when the deputies were returned and the sheriff was returned, with families kind of reuniting. Upon seeing the mayor's son and the baker's daughter, Isaac and Green, return, the mayor and his wife, Etin and Alice, they rush out, and whatever pleasantries they were going to greet you with are immediately lost as they begin smiling and crying as they pull Isaac off of Cherie's big black mount and just begin holding him and weeping and kissing him. The same thing with Emily Stevens and Helen Stevens, the two moms of Green, as they rush over and do the same and yank her off of the horse. And there is just a good 5 minutes where it is thankless in this moment, but it will not be thankless for long, as they take time just to reconnect with their children, having thought them to be in danger, if not lost. Is there anything people want to do as townsfolk begin coming out of these smaller buildings to begin celebrating and drinking and welcoming these people back? Deputies and deputies and tradesfolk and just civilians and the like. Any kind of interactions that want to be had before we move to like a celebration for you guys?
We get a party?
A little bit of a party.
Ooh.
Cassiano is mostly just like trying to look as tall as possible on his mule and just trying to look very like regal and fancy and just very like this is something he does every day, is the vibe he's trying to give off.
Give me a performance check with advantage as you sit there atop your mount.
Let's go. My mule doesn't cancel out the advantage.
No, honey, Pinecone's helping you out.
Pinecone. I fucking forgot that his name is also Pinecone. I got a 16.
You got a 16. You are armored. You have a. I think you have a bloodied weapon by your side because it was used to attack the monsters, I believe. Was it?
Yeah,
we can say that it was. You look like you have just gone through battle with, like certain scrapes and dirt across your armor. Everything stops from the collarbone up as your face and your hair is immaculately fixed on the ride over. As you're able to notice, like, men and women and kids all look over. The kids with complete admiration, the men and the women, some of them with respect towards your position and poise, others with a clear attraction to your presence. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
He's just soaking it in.
Hathor is, because I messed up I forgot that Alter Self lasts 1 hour.
Okay.
Not 8.
Okay.
So I no longer look like the human version of me, I suppose.
Okay.
So I'm just, like, I mean, we saved the town, like, 100,000%, so, like, probably not gonna get someone being like, get out, demon, so...
Everybody looks over you. Well, you're actually able to see Gregory Steele, the blacksmith and the main tender of horses, look over to you with like a pod of maybe 10, 15 people, and they all kind of they look at, because again, you're on a flying broom. That in and of itself is pretty cool. As kids you're maybe like 6, 7 feet in the air. As kids are like, ugh, and they just miss. They're trying to like grab on, just kind of hang from it. As they look over to you,
I'll fly a little bit lower and let the strongest one catch a ride for a little bit.
It's like how babies can support their body weight in with like a dead hang for like 30 seconds. As one maybe 4-year-old kid goes, ha! Yeah, start tying in there. As that kid is monkey barring off of your magic room, you're able to see Gregory and all of these different people. They look to you, and there is an initial, I guess, just like a realization for them, and they recognize that your pupils and your teeth and your horns are now visible. You do look considerably different, but as these people look at you, and they've never seen someone like you before, but then they look down to Green, and they look down to Isaac, and they see Isaac's parents and Green's parents, and they see these kids running around below you with no fear at all. They see the deputies kind of clasping each other and embracing their families as people begin celebrating, and whatever biases they might have had of fear that may have been in the back of their minds rapidly disappears as stigma evaporates as you prove yourself to not be a Nephilim, but a good person. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
How pressed does Gregory look?
Define busy?
No, I mean how hot am I to him?
These are the important questions.
You can give me a performance check with advantage.
Ayo.
Ayo.
Look at that. 22.
22. He got a 3 to keep himself together. He is flush, and he is struggling to find ways to even engage with you after such a display of. And I guess there is nothing more attractive than being kind to all those around you, and seeing you be very graceful and very generous to these children. It's that's a very attractive quality to have. Make sense?
Yeah, I want to, with the kid hanging on the monkey bars, I want to swing down, hang from my knees down and be like, look at us go! And then fly us very close to the ground and then be like, high five, bud!
You are able to fly, so you, as you begin kind of upside down hanging from it, and the kid goes, Gah! And you fly super low to the ground, and the kid tries to mimic what you do, and the kid immediately gets one leg up and then and then hits the ground from a foot in the air, and goes, and then just runs off, and then just runs away.
I'll swing back up and then cast a glance back at Gregory and be like, see you later.
He smiles and just kind of nods and goes, and then just says later, yeah.
I love a stoic man. Fuck yeah.
Blur or Sherry, anything that you want to do to this crowd? Or for this crowd?
I'm probably just mostly trying to draw as little attention to myself as possible, and also just looking at the shenanigans happening with my friends around me.
I think same. I think where Cherie kind of took the front before, she'd take the rear and let Cass and Hathor bask in the glory of victory.
You watch the two members of your party who are very, let's say, community focused, to be very generous, and as they kind of embark at like kind of more into the, maybe like 5 or 10 feet into the crowd, kind of like basking in this attention. Blur and Cherie, both of you equally, as you're kind of just like sitting there stoically. Not again, people are cheering you, hip hip hooray, the whole hurrah. But I think more intimately, you're able to watch as Blur, for you, it's Emily and Helen. It's the mothers of Green Stevens, the bakers. And for you, Cherie, it's Etienne and Alice. It's the mayor and the mayor's wife. And to you, Blurso, with the bakers, and to you, Cherie, with the mayor and the mayor's wife, you notice, like, as they're crying, they do not say anything to you now. There will be a time for that later. But they both look at you respectively, and with their eyes gleaming and red from tears, a smile across their face, they both look to you. Well, all 4 of them look to you kind of separately, and they give you a very appreciative nod of the head.
And nod back.
They happily accept.
I like wave, then like kind of look down, then transition to wave to just like a thumbs up, then like look down again.
They understand your more reserved nature, and they appreciate you accepting their gesture. Make sense? Okay. If that is all that wishes to be done with the crowd... Oh, yes.
One thing. Also, it has finally occurred to Cassiano that Cherie is super fucking injured, and so I'm just going to...
No, it hasn't. You don't know.
It occurred to Darby, who pulled up the D&D Beyond app and saw how many fucking hit points you have.
Can Hathor also see that Cherie is super fucking injured?
I'm gonna make a deception check.
Yeah, both of you. I'm gonna say perception checks for both of you.
For sure, that is absolutely fair. Let's see about that.
Drew,
it does not. Never fucking mind.
No,
you seem fine.
We don't have points.
Drew, can I have advantage?
No.
What did everyone
Please?
get here?
I got a 13.
13?
I got a 4.
4? Kate, what'd you get?
Come on, let us do it.
Get healed, motherfucker.
I cast Cure Wounds on Cherie.
So before you go and cast Cure Wounds, I believe what is most appropriate here is...
Also cast.
Kate, I will ask you, as we actually talked about this, Cherie, as I understand her, and this might be incorrect, is she is not someone who likes to present external injuries, correct?
Correct.
Given she is that person, this might be a very kind of difficult to do on the fly, but I think it's an interesting question. As someone who does not like presenting external injuries, how would Cherie be presenting herself right now, knowing that she is grievously injured?
I think it's also factored in. That's another reason why she kind of hangs in the back with Blurso. She's just trying to like keep it together. Like she's barely holding the reins of her horse because she doesn't have like that strength, and is trusting her horse to guide her through, or trusting Blurso and his horse to like lead the way. For her horse to follow his, but I think Cass and Hathor, as you're looking, if you were to look back at Cherie, you would just kind of see like eyes fluttering, and like where she had like a strong grip on her horse, it's become very slack. But like she doesn't say anything, she doesn't want to call any attention, but she is like drifting a bit.
I will because Darbs had the idea first. Darbs, I'll let you take precedent on this.
All right, thank you. Cass, in his basking in this glory, has a moment where he kind of looks back at you like, and then sees you and is like, oh shit. And kind of like pulls Pinecone around, and just kind of like, I don't have much, but maybe it'll tide you over until Hathor can patch you up a little better. and kind of holds a hand out to put it on your arm, but kind of like waits for your okay before laying a hand on you.
Can I make a like perception check? Is this causing any attention? Is this drawing any attention?
I'll just make a. I want to ask you guys to roll for that.
All right.
Everyone seems relatively preoccupied, and no one is. Now, people can see this happening, but it looks more like a "Congrats, we did it! Good job, guys!" Not like a "Holy shit, we need to get you to a hospital." You guys are able to play it off pretty well.
Then like of her own will, but like Cass, you kind of have to catch her, but she leans a little bit too far, like into your touch.
Yeah, I give you 10 remaining hit points in my lay on hands pool.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
So there you go. And what would you say Cherie's favorite dessert might be?
Oh,
That's such a good fucking question.
Doggy, I meant to write this down when you said that's what your bless smells like. Her favorite dessert is black coffee.
That's excellent and so in character.
It's so boring.
But it's so good.
Fucking
too.
square.
Cherie has 4% body fat. She cannot afford any treats.
It's that sensation of like that first breath in and the scent of when you're brewing coffee in the morning and you're like half asleep and it's just like so like warm and rich before you've even had any.
Mm-hmm.
And after probably a moment too long of thinking about it, Cassiana goes, you took a big hit back there, coming down after me, and just thanks, I guess, for that.
I think your lay on hands with that smell does like wake Cherie up a bit. Like you see her perk up a bit due to the healing end as well as the smell. Kind of narrows her eyes for a second, but nods to the Honorable Viscount. Do not think that I was attempting to bow out of the favor I owe you. That is still in play.
Thanks. I'll keep that in mind.
Thank you. That was very kind of you.
Ooh,
Thank you for drawing away from the festivities to give what you have, but that is more than enough. You may rejoin the festivities, Honorable Viscount.
kind of punches you lightly in the shoulder and just pulls Pinecone away.
Just looks at where you punched her, like. And Drew,
Kind of calls back, get Hathor to heal you better. You're still.
Hathor has been like flying over you, just looking down and been like, I'll hang on, I got a thing.
I do not need it, Lady Hathor. Thank you.
I got it in spades. It's literally my whole job.
Enjoy the festivities.
Oh, I will. Don't worry. This will make it more fun.
If you insist.
I don't want to interrupt if you were.
No.
Okay. Hathor, as we approach the mayor and the center of this festivities, Hathor will pull up alongside Cherie, and to in the all's thank you, in a proud voice with her whole chest, she would go, and truly, we would not have succeeded as greatly as we did without our grave leader right here, and she will cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level as she claps Cherie on the shoulder.
Mm.
And
In that wonderful moment, that's absolutely awesome. And also, by the way, we're getting raided by Forge of Lore with a party of 8. Hello!
Holy
Hi,
shit!
Forge of Lore! Wow, that's absolutely
Yes!
awesome. Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing today?
Welcome to the French soap opera,
Yes,
or as
this-
Drew's called it, the sex campaign.
This is a campaign. It is a French soap opera. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Forge of Lore. We really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. We hope you guys watch and have a great time. We'll do our best to interact with anybody that chats. Thank you. Well. And also, by the way, I popped in for a little bit. Forge of Lore Twitch debut. Absolutely awesome. And everybody who watches us, go check them out. They're wonderful.
Yeah.
They're super cool people, and be on the lookout for a collaboration coming soon. They kick ass.
This is so sweet. Nope, Cherie.
Yeah.
You heal 19 hit points.
Ooh, doggy.
I almost
think-
rolled maximum.
I'm back up to
Ooh.
full. I'm back up to full with that.
Excellent.
Crazy. I think, yeah, with that, like when you smack her on the back, it like obviously it doesn't hurt, but just like with the healing, it's just like, like if she wasn't awake before, she was awake now, and like now with this attention called to her, just nods to Hathor, and Celestial says to her, "Thank you."
Of course. You earned
DM.
it.
Yes.
Can I make a check about Cassiano's lay on hands and like the smell that came with it?
Give because okay, here's how we're gonna do this. Cass has already done that and kind of like gone away and like refocused on the crowd.
Yeah.
I will say give me either an Arcana or a History check.
I'll do history.
Excellent. I'm not gonna reveal like everything, like
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
be an
yeah,
asshole.
yeah.
But you know, let's see,
Oh, I
let's see
love
what you can
this.
find.
Yeah. Yeah. 22.
With a 22, what I'll say right now is that smell of black coffee. The healing from Hathor, you know, kind of like that wide-eyed opening, was like the caffeine of the coffee hitting you. And you've experienced magical healing before, and that's pretty similar to what it feels like. It's just a rapid jolt of energy and healing that hits your body instantaneously. But the smell of black coffee, that's an experience unique to you. That is not necessarily a vice, as that word might be too strong. That is a pleasure of yours. That is something that gives you great satisfaction outside of it being necessary. And it's a little, at least to you, and we'll talk about this more in private just so I don't like you know just go absolutely crazy and give a ton away.
Yeah.
That is magic that you have read about and you have studied, and that is more unique than, and of course, not saying that it's any of it is negative or bad. It's more unique and more rare than Hathor's brand of healing. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I'll log that in my brain, and just now with this energy, I think still stay at the back with Blurso, but we'll keep an eye on Hathor and Cassiano as they enjoy the festivities.
Okay, fucking dark bean juice. Indeed, that is exactly what it is.
I almost, when you said you freeze your pleasure, I'm like, that's so fucking funny. That black coffee would bring this
Again,
person.
Sherry.
She's such a fucking dork.
Sherry is 6'4". She is 210 pounds. She has 4% body fat. She has never tasted cake in her life.
It's not beneficial.
Jesus Christ.
It's not beneficial for a training regimen.
Exactly, yeah. Well, because like,
What does your cheat day look like?
55 burgers, 55 fries.
cheat days are bulk days, and cuts for the rest of the week. No, for real. Well, that's really how it is. Because like when I try to. Like when I'm working out, when I'm like trying to get myself like back to like a baseline of, like fitness, I will treat myself at night if I had a good day with 3 spoonfuls of Ben & Jerry's ice cream. Not scoops. I mean, I take the pint and I take spoonfuls and I go 3, and then I put it back and I don't touch it for the rest of the day.
This is true.
Not to make the conversation about ice cream for a while, and I'm not doing this right now because I just would have been in a different place. But for like the past 2 or 3 weeks, there were like stretches of multiple days at a time where I would literally eat just like a pint of ice cream every day.
Sometimes you just gotta.
Sometimes you just gotta.
Yeah, there was a
Cookies and
Walgreens
milk.
like right next to my house
Cookies
that
and
just sells
milk.
pints of ice cream, but I would be bored and not doing much, and I'd be like, maybe I go just to get a little treat,
Yes,
even though I
yes.
didn't do anything to earn it.
Absolutely, I
Maybe
did that.
Just
I did that today. I ate ice cream today.
Hell yeah.
Load-bearing treats.
Yeah, no,
Load-bearing
exactly.
treats.
Sometimes the base of your entire like mental temple is built upon an entire pint of ice cream, and that's okay. It's
Yeah.
all right to
Yeah.
have those days.
Anybody else like peach rings, like the absolute 80-year-old
Ooh.
geriatrics we are?
These rings are
Peach
good.
rings
Those
are
are
not
good.
that good.
I like
Hell yeah, absolutely.
Not my favorite, but if I'm in a gas station,
Give me a gummy worm instead, honestly.
gummy worms.
Mm.
In a
That's
gas
Sunoco.
station.
Yep. Oh,
Mhm.
and also by the way, Forge, my dad has like 2.5 scoops of ice cream every single night. Like it is just, it's like some people go hard for the treats, and that is more than okay.
That's not going hard. I've eaten an
That's a
entire
normal treat.
pint by
Yeah.
myself.
No, every single night though.
Yeah.
That's, yeah.
That's still not that
Yeah.
much.
That's not that much. How much? Okay,
No.
I feel like we all have very different, like our bodies respond very differently to a lot of different food.
Yeah,
Well, Drew, you're
that's
lactose
nature,
intolerant,
Yes,
so
I would be dead if I did that.
Wait a minute.
Important
Your
information.
day is poisoning yourself.
Oh,
my
I also had cheese for dinner, like with my meal. I didn't just have a block of cheese. I want to be very clear about that.
Oh no, you had more
I've
than
done that.
one serving of dairy.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
See,
okay.
Tony and I have solidarity.
that.
We know it hurts us, but we do
No,
it
I'm
anyway.
making fun of you.
Oh, fuck you.
My point is that 2 scoops of ice cream to most people is a small amount of ice cream, even if it's
Yes.
on a daily basis. That's all I'm trying to say.
Okay,
Nothing
understood.
is bad for you in moderation.
Exactly. Yes, that's why I only smoke 1 bowl of crack per day. It's all
crack a clock. Where are you?
What's wrong?
But any-
Look,
Anyway.
as someone who can't
Anyway.
process cheese, I can't do that, Mob. So I don't know. All right. So just with that being said, we're gonna
Go on,
We're gonna get back to. Okay. So
as you were.
with all of that, again, excellent history there and excellent just kind of interactions between all of you, and that clandestine nature. These people see you as, and it's not like your power level is extreme, but for what you were able to accomplish in rescuing everybody they were worried about, even the bad guys, they see you as walking gods. They basically know, like, anybody in this town cannot stand to either the skill or the strength that you guys have demonstrated. And so as this crowd begins to kind of like shift, you guys are all invited to one evening of libation and of celebration as all of these people have returned, as not like a year-long preparation. It is not like some kind of, this is not an overly wealthy village, but stores of bread and wine and oil are all brought out, sweet candies and taffies, livestock slaughtered and cooked in the most elaborate ways, to share amongst the community and also with you. And it's during this celebration, a couple things are going to happen. One, Gregory Steele tends to the horses and gives them a free cleaning, resaddling, tacking, and new horseshoes. All of your mounts are basically healed up and are just in tip-top condition. No need to feed, brush, pat any of them yourselves.
You know I'm a feed, brush, pat, Drew.
Yeah, yes.
Brush pat every day.
Shuri, what are you doing? I'm feeding, I'm brushing, and I'm patting.
It's an important routine so that you establish trust with your horse.
Exactly. and you got to do it every hour, every day until
Every time
die.
you get off the horse, you have to brush, pat, feed.
There you go.
Pinecone
Not in that
just
order.
goes away.
Bye. and then Pinecone explodes into leaves and mud.
Yeah.
Also, to those that are still watching, Blurso is the only person that can talk to Cass's mule, and that is not a weird statement that I just made.
It is objectively, but
Yeah. However, you're also all given free lodging for the evening, and at the that's very funny, Mob. And the people and the people of this village, you're all given free lodging within the inn, and actually invited by some people in not a lewd way, but in a very caring way, offered their personal lodging, saying like, we have a spare bed in our home that we will cook you a personal breakfast. We will take care of you for the night as you have taken care of us. And, however, Cass, you are given the highest level of respect in that regard as the mayor approaches you and goes, the Honorable Viscount Cassiano Alwyn Pavel III. It would be, Jesus, uncouth of me to not offer my lodgings to you once again, as the result of you saving my son's life.
My goodness. On a day such as this, I could never do you the disrespect of turning down such an offer. That is incredibly kind of you, and I would be honored to take you up on your offer of lodgings in your home.
Of course.
fucking asshole.
And whenever you return to Voir-le-Village, you are more than welcome to stay at my lodgings for as long as you need.
I will remember that offer as long as I live. Thank you so dearly.
Not an issue. Allow me to recall myself back to my home so I can prepare my couch to be slept on this evening by myself.
Excellent idea.
All of that, we're gonna cut forward by a little bit. During, and of course, this is not centered in one location. Of course, like the inn/tavern has activity around it as people begin cracking into stores of ale and mead and whatever else they are, I guess having a better time while drinking. Unless there's anything that wants to be done during this festival, of like if anybody wants to visit anybody or speak to anybody, we can move on to the next section of this, which will be gifts for all of you.
I mean, I want a party, but also presents,
Okay. Well, if you want a party, how would, and if you want to just kind of go around, if anybody wanted to say like how they would engage with the festivities, how would Hawthor engage in the festivities?
Engage.
Hathor would take her time making her way to Gregory. She'd talk with people.
So happy there's more words to that statement.
Oh, just get ready. Hathor would take her time. She'd talk with people. She'd socialize. She'd have a great time. She'd teach them a few of like the band members, whatever. She'd like start up a dance, like a dance from the Arbor. A traditional one. She'd pull people into it, just bringing the mood up, getting everybody ready. And once everybody was, having a great time and dancing and drinking and celebrating the night away, she'd sidle up to Gregory in a, not a dark corner, but, a slightly, obscure one. And she'd go, so, yes? No? Up to you?
He, again, Gregory being a man of few words, goes, yes. And,
okay.
Gently...
Pull him in. Nope.
Oh, okay.
It's like I grab him by the collar and just, plant one on him.
You grab him by the blacksmith apron, you plant a fat one on him, and, again, very, very kind of, barrel-chested, strong shoulders, pulls you in for a very, tight, passionate kiss. As people go, yeah, and begin applauding because everyone's having a good time.
Yeah, and then I'll I don't have time. I'll just pull him like behind a door or something, in a broom closet or whatever.
Oh, okay, no
Have a great
problem at all. You go into a storage closet of the tavern that you're in, basically.
Sure.
And
What was that?
And we're gonna cut to black like in like 5-10 seconds as there is that initially as you get into the closet again. It's
I make sure nobody else is in there
no,
first.
oh, absolutely. It is pitch
Occupied.
It is pitch black in here, and as there's that kind of like rapid like kiss and clothing coming off and kiss and clothing coming off. As your back is kind of like to the door, as you're able to hear outside like a glass shatter like out somewhere like in the tavern, and you're able to hear kind of like feet approaching the closet, and the door just ever so gently peeks open by like an inch, and Gregory and your elbow and Gregory's hand slam the door shut, and you guys just continue like nothing happened. And then we cut to black.
Yeah, Hathor's just like, listen, it's fine if you don't know what you're doing. You're gonna learn real quick.
I have an idea, and you and
Excellent.
Gregory get it
I love
on.
her
Let's go,
so
baby.
much. Oh my god.
Hawthorne's
Get it.
it's gonna be a connected map of hearts of everyone she's been.
Oh yes.
Listen,
Making
I'm a
hate,
love
so we
cleric. My goddess is Aphrodite. I'm praying.
She's
right
looking
now,
down
alright?
on you with.
This is some of the most sacred work I can do in her honor.
Pan to the shelves. A hand comes up and knocks
They're
all
just
of them down. Just takes all of the shelves down. Is anybody else any specific way you'd engage with the festivities?
Cassiano is Cassiano is doing his usual kind of like he's drinking, he's having a good time, he's enjoying all of the food and drink. He does his kind of like walk around listening for any like arguing couples or things like that. He certainly is going to like obliviously offer one half of a couple to go dance. He's just trying to very obliviously start fights and whatnot, petty fights,
Okay.
and just having a very good time sowing bitchy discord.
Like how
Literally the
moons,
opposite of what I do.
like how
Actually, yeah.
yeah, like how planets orbit around stars. As Cass moves through the party and just begins like touching people on the shoulder, listening in, kind of pulling people away. As Hawthorne is kind of, because again, like time's a little bit freaky here. As Hawthorne moves around the party and the vibe begins to get better, Cass moves around the party and the vibe begins to get worse. As it seems like there's like a day-night cycle of people having a great time and people being annoyed with each other. It just rotates around the two as they begin to cycle through the party.
Oh yes.
But I would say the one piece of like drama you're able to hear, because this is a very positive occasion, and Cass, you already know it's like this is not a place where it's like these people matter, like they're alive and they deserve certain, I guess basic human rights of living. But you realize that like there are no major players here that will affect your path seriously down the line with anything like engagement or political alliances. That makes sense?
Yeah.
But you are able to hear kind of like the finale of like a little story back from like the combat earlier today, and you're able to like kind of walk over and see Isaac and Green having pried themselves away from their parents, having found a private moment off in the corner at a table, and kind of as you drink in hand, kind of back to them as you're kind of listening in. Give me a quick perception check to see what you can hear.
I'm so average at those. 16.
You are able to hear, and I won't go back and forth with myself too much. You're able to hear Green and Isaac apologizing to each other. And you're able to hear Green basically say, I am so sorry for having to hit you. I did not mean to, they're both like clearly emotionally distraught because there's a celebration at their back, but they're still going through it from what they experienced. And Green is talking about how she's apologizing how she hurt Isaac. And you remember Isaac's broken jaw. And I'll say that you're able to notice like her bloodied knuckles as well. And Isaac goes, no, it's okay. I understand. And Isaac then kind of references that this was the only option they had. And Isaac goes, if it had to be one of us, I'm glad that you were going to get away. And you realize there that somehow in that theater, if we are still kind of believing the lie that it's a theater, that for some reason only one of them had the chance to get away. And although Isaac, upon reawakening and getting out of the calm spell and being so much stuff happening around him, was initially frustrated, it seems that Isaac was happy that Green had the opportunity to get away, even though she was caught afterwards. Make sense?
Yeah. At the start of listening into that, Cass has a moment where he wants to butt in and maybe start some sort of argument between them, but then Isaac says that so earnestly and so sweetly, and it's a little too real for him, and he downs the rest of his drink and goes to dance with someone and piss off their ex or whatever.
You have a out-of-character moment of maturity as you
Yep.
peel yourself away from this conversation.
So mature.
You're able, but you go whatever, and you immediately grab basically it's a husband and wife combo, and you're able to grab the wife away from the husband and just begin dancing way too close to her, and she's having a good time. This is not like an insult. It's not an insult, but it definitely makes the husband uncomfortable, and you're like, that's bad. That feels better. Know what I mean?
Yep, and he spins her off and goes to get another drink.
Exactly, yes. And you're able to hear, we talked about this. and then that's the last thing you hear.
All as it should be.
Cass fully does the Jersey Shore, Pauly D, just
get low. Get low.
Dance with my people.
Cass would watch Jersey Shore and be like, what is this magical place?
Would you like me to throw
They
it back,
fight
my lord?
all the time. They're all so petty. It's great.
Jersey.
Okay, wonderful. Cherie and Blur, any way that you're interacting, anybody that you want to talk to?
I think Cherie would find a quiet spot under a tree, and would just be writing a little something, and once she was done, she would look for the mayor.
Okay. As just kind of painting the picture of, it's a colder summer night, the moon shining down, clear sky above you. Not a cloud in the sky, but thousands of stars glittering across it. And you're able to see the lights of the windows of the tavern and the inn kind of shadows dancing in front of them, but the building clearly active. While you are maybe, let's say, 100 yards away, and you're up on a small hill underneath a thick oak tree, with your leg up, paper in one hand, quill and ink in the other, as you're just writing a letter. And as that is done, you pick yourself up and you walk back into the tavern, and you're able to find the mayor. What do you say?
I alert him to my presence. I give him a tap on the shoulder from behind. What's his name again?
His name is Etten.
What's his last name?
Rue.
I tap on the shoulder and go, Mayor Rue, may I a moment of your time?
Certainly, yes, of course. And he goes, and everybody, one of the heroes played such a hand in saving my son.
Please, there's no need.
All right, everybody forget about her. Not an issue.
She's incredible. I love her. She's so cool. I won't be like her when I grow up.
I said forget about her. She doesn't want the attention right now. These 3 different people I can see.
Mayor Rue, can we go outside, please?
Yes, we may. And you and the mayor are able to exit the tavern inn.
Is there a messenger in town?
Eden just kind of thinks for a bit and goes, why, yes, not daily or not any kind of major establishment, but when a rider comes through every 2 or 3 days or so.
Then, when they do, and I hand him 2 scrolls, can can I rely on you that the rider will get these to LaCroix Manor?
He looks to you and very genuinely goes, I can guarantee their delivery, yes. Now, there will be a significant delay between the sending and the receiving, unless you would want to have me expedite. And he kind of looks to you and goes, oh, okay. And he goes, I will pay an extra 5-10 gold to expedite the process with a private messenger if that would be agreeable to you.
Of course, I can cover the cost. I don't mean to put you out in any way.
The pleasantries drop as he kind of walks forward and puts a hand onto your armored shoulder. Kind of, it goes up as he goes, there is no need. You saved my son. A handful of gold is worth nothing compared to him.
Thank you, Mayor Rue.
Anytime.
And I hand him over the scrolls. Enjoy the company of your family.
And he looks back to Hathor dancing throughout the crowd, Cass also dancing throughout the crowd in a very different way, and Blurso at a table, quietly kind of keeping to himself, and goes, and you enjoy the company of your people.
I'll do my best.
It shouldn't be hard.
If only you knew.
You two are able to re-enter into the tavern if you wish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Blurso, anything you want to do as you're within these festivities?
Alrighty. So I think I heard you just mention that there is a tavern. I would like to ask, is there food and alcohol about that is just like open to being consumed?
Oh yes, certainly, yes. For festivals like this, yes, of course.
I'm going to just like take stock of, I'm literally just going to go on a walk around everywhere that there's any food or drink, and then I'm going to go on the same walk a second time, but this time now that I've taken stock, I'm just going to sample all the little things that I want to sample. If there's various wines, I'm going to pour myself like a sip of a bunch of different wines and just be like, yes, and hope that I get drunk enough that talking to people gets easier.
Not
like
an
mom
issue
in
at all.
Costco, just being like, "Ooh, cheese!"
Yes.
There are certain tradesmen, like craftsman buildings, where they focus on things like baking or like fruits and vegetables and meats and things like that. And so you're able to kind of step out. Alcohol being in the tavern, obviously, with like certain foodstuffs around. But as you're able to walk out kind of into the streets with the party kind of spilling out into like the general block, if you can call it like a block, it's like a couple of thatched houses, as you're able to go, bread and, taffy and hard candy and vegetables and like oils and vinegars and all of these like different foods. And you're able to kind of get like a wide collection of a plate or bowl of like just kind of filled with all these things.
Yeah.
Killer. And then you're able to go back into the tavern and begin just sampling a bunch of wines to go with the menagerie of food that you have in front of you.
I don't think that's what the word menagerie means, but okay.
Is it not?
Menagerie is like a zoo exhibit, right?
Yeah, menagerie's animals.
Is it?
Is it?
Accoutrement?
There's a Star Trek episode
Charcuterie.
called The Glass Menagerie where some humans get kidnapped and put in a zoo for aliens. And then they're trying to escape. The aliens are like, why do you want to escape? Everyone loves it here. Okay, we'll send you home, I guess. But like, you would have had food and shelter forever. Your loss.
It can also be a strange or diverse collection of people or things.
Oh, I was wrong.
No, so you were right, but I was also right. You are all good.
I was
Both right.
less right, though.
Hey, I learned something new today. and that's
Exactly,
cool.
yes.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
And that's a great episode
I
of
learned
Star
about
Trek.
Wonder Bread. I learned about a movie from 2014. I learned it's like the end of the day review for like kindergartners.
What was the movie from 2014?
It's called What We Do on Our Holiday, and I recommend that everyone watch it with no context whatsoever. It is
Nice.
a good time.
Okay.
It's very fun. I
And
promise.
as you are tasting these different wines, you remember back to your awakening in Jumelage, and you remember like these talkings in your ear. And as you're drinking in these wines, give me a quick Arcana check. I'll say give it to me with advantage.
Was that advantage or disadvantage?
Advantage, yes. God, I'd be a fucking dick. And because of your backstory, disadvantage for the rest of the rolls in the game.
The first one's a 6, and the second one is a 12.
A 12. Nothing added to Arcana.
It's +3, but that's taking it into account.
Okay, got it. With a 12, something just a little bit strange as you, I guess, sample a variety of different kind of like, I'll say it's primarily red wine that you're sampling right now. And it's Merlot, it's Pinot Noir, it's Pinot Grigio, it's all these different red wine varieties, some heavier, some lighter, and you're able to identify some of them should be fruitier, some of them should be earthier, some should have cinnamon bites, some vanilla, some oakiness, some, I guess, sourness to them. All of them that you taste, because you are a sommelier, this is what you have been training for, all of them have a similar... are more like the base of all of them is strange to you because each one is from a different bottle and therefore should be unique in that way. All of them taste earthy. It's a small hint of it on the back of your tongue, and someone that wasn't educated wouldn't be able to catch it, but you can, and you're unsure why.
Wait, can you describe the note that I'm getting again?
It is an earthy note.
Earthy.
Some people, like some sommeliers, can describe red wine as like, it's crazy what sommeliers can do. They can describe it as like how deep the, I guess you could say like the vines were, like how deep they were rooted into the soil, and like that affects like in a very minor way like the sensation of the grapes. And you taste a very earthy note to all of these cups. And also I have to ask, how well can Blur handle his liquor?
Not the best.
Okay. I'm gonna need a Constitution saving throw from you then, please.
Yeah.
Oh, doesn't he have that amulet? I'm
He
trying to
d-
remember what that
he-
does.
But it does make him
But
trapped,
that
though.
makes him drunk.
Oh,
I need more drunk.
I need more drunk.
Saving throw. Here we go. That is a 14.
14. You handle it well enough, but after I think you maybe, because you're not drinking full cups of wine here, unless you want to be. There's a hiccup out of your mouth as, you know, like Sherry being the tallest, kind of like keeping overwatch of everybody. Sherry is able to notice that Blur, like your elbows are now like on the bar, and like your feet are a little bit out from like the back. From your hips, like, you know what I'm talking about? You're kind of like leaning against the bar like more than you normally would be.
Alrighty.
I'll drink to that, brother. Hell yeah. Anything?
I slide Blur a cup of water.
I'm like, ooh, what manner of drink is this? Oh, it's boring. But probably the best, alright.
And with that, we can cut away from the festivities unless there are any other interactions that want to take place. Any other interactions?
Just that Hathor will stay wherever the wind takes her. If it's Gregory, sure. If it's somebody else, why not?
in this broom closet.
No, I mean like for the night, like sleep.
In the broom closet.
Broom
Nah.
closet.
I'll say for this evening, it is Gregory Steele with you. It is the mayor's house for Cass, and the inn sound good for Sherry and Blurso?
Yeah.
Then with that, as the morning comes the next day, as all of you are able to get an excellent night of sleep, some in clean, very soft wool beds with like feather pillows, some in extravagant and elegant stuffed beds with comforters and with 6 or 7 pillows behind you, Cass, and some with a warm body of someone that just for that evening experienced that love and connection. You all feel well. You all can take a long rest.
Woo woo woo! Boy, 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 boy.
I need it known that when we got back to the village, Cherie had 2 hit points.
Yes.
2.
Yes. Woman was on the
Ugh.
verge of death. Hey, she was keeping it together though.
You know what
Yeah.
I love though? Between Cass and Hathor, healed exactly up to full, I think.
Yes,
love
we
you,
love
did.
that 1-2 punch. And also, Mob, thanks for hanging out. We do appreciate that.
Yeah, 1-2 heal.
Hope everybody that's in the chat or anybody that's watching right now is vibing and having a great time.
I get 5 spell slots back. Woo!
Hell yeah. And before you guys hop on the road, I got...
Body once
told me. I got one more thing I want to do before you guys can hit the road again and decide where you're going. And that is gifts, as you guys are able to awaken. And the gifts are going to come from Bo, the wonderful deputy who you guys helped out in the sheriff's office, Max, the sheriff that you rescued from the Leshy, and the mayor and the mayor's wife are going to come and visit you all as well, as you guys are able to congregate for like a breakfast meal in the tavern. Sound good?
Brunch.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
mimosas are poured for you, endless eggs Benedict, if that's something that somebody wants. And as you guys are, these people are going to cycle through.
Bottomless mimosas!
Bo approaches as you guys are getting just demolished on mimosas and is going to go, that's a lot of champagne, guys. Okay, but yeah,
We have a long day of travel ahead of us. We should limit our consumption.
What?
Already kind of hungover.
give me one
Hair of the
margarita.
dog.
Open my-
Hair
You know how
of
many
the dog.
Do you know how many times I've ridden this broom completely blacked out? Me neither! Woo!
I don't doubt your abilities. Apologies, Deputy Bo. You had something to say?
No, it's more than okay. And honestly, well, I just wanted to come and say thank you for helping me out. I really do appreciate that. And you know, and actually looks to you, Cherie, and goes, the mayor actually came and gave me a public apology, and I think everyone's tempers have kind of settled regarding that. And there's thank you.
Good. You. No need to thank me. I'm glad that the mayor is doing what he should have done a long time ago.
Yes. And of course, if you don't want thanks, then perhaps just a small token of appreciation. This has been in the sheriff's, just I guess, weapon locker for a very long time. It's public use. We really haven't had the need for it again. We don't get much traffic around here. But we thought that just a small token of our appreciation, just from the sheriff and the deputy to you. Oh, Moby, so sorry about that. Thanks for hanging out. Perhaps this could serve everybody well, because you all did such an exceptional job. And you are able to watch as Moby, fuck, I'm so sorry. Damn it. Bo, fuck.
Buckle up, buddy. You're in this campaign now. Roll the
Welcome.
character.
Bo, yeah, it's like my brain was looking at the chat, whatever. Bo puts a small golden coin, maybe, it's like a $50 onto the table and slides it over to you all, and you're able to pick it up and examine it against one coin. And Bo begins to explain to you what this coin does. This is a magical one-time use coin. Flipping this coin onto the ground will summon a level 5 Bullywug Knight to assist you. He will be loyal to you and will follow your every command. The knight lasts for 24 hours before disappearing. If the knight is slain before the 24-hour period is up, he disappears as well.
You said level 5?
Level 5, yes.
That's
Bullywugs,
so
are those the
fucking
frogs?
cool.
They
Yes.
are. That is what Gab's character was in Zanmaifu for the festival.
Yes!
As Bo extends that over to you guys.
This is very kind, Deputy.
I will never say no to a bullywug. Thank you very much.
What's a bullywug?
Oh, it's like a fey frog man thing. It's like a frog. It's a frog, but a person.
Is it like a mermaid where like half of it is a frog and the other half is a person, or
Like-
is it like
Think frog, but think bipedal. And speaks words and is like, they're kind of stuck up, but I don't mind them.
how many bullywugs have you met?
Oh, just here and there.
There was a bullywug as well in the theater.
There was.
Oh,
One of the ghosties.
that
One of the
guy.
fey ghosties.
with the legs.
Yes, that's the one.
Okay.
Bo nods and will just kind of and goes and just use it well. I named it Bo's Regard, which I'm personally very proud of that. And so I hope it serves you well. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Bo nods and dismisses himself as the first gift has been given to you all. Coming from behind him, you were able to see Max, again, kind of gray beard, kind of gray, like, peppered hair, an older gentleman, the sheriff of this town. You guys, the last time you saw him, he was tripping balls, slapped by Sherry, and then dropped off here to lock up all the poachers. Max picks up himself and goes, right then, well, excellent job just saving everybody's lives then, and I see that Bo's getting much better treatment now. Now, I was going to deal with that personally when I return, but thank you for that.
Of course, he's a fine young man. Get him some better suited armor.
It's really just jingling and jangling all over him, so we need to take care of that. But in all honesty, I also appreciate that no rumors have been spread about how indisposed myself and the other deputies were. As on our return, it seemed like we were kind of a bit shocked, but no, we were absolutely tripping there for a while, and I'm glad that no one's been kind of spreading that around. Cass, please just give me a deception check. I
was about to say, there's
I was
no
gonna say,
way.
Hathor is side-eyeing the shit out of
Deception,
Cass.
you say.
Bombastic side
That
eye.
is 13.
A 13. The urge to chuckle begins to build in your throat as you're able to watch as, getting mimosas just alongside you guys. You see a table of maybe like, just standard, I guess, farm tending men and women look over and go, and they kind of go back to their drink. Not horrendously disrespectfully, not like they want to harm to come to this man, but more like they have seen him indisposed in that way. Make sense?
Yeah.
Then give me 1 second. Boop. And then we're going to go back to this right here. Perfect. Awesome. As that happens, Max looks and goes, right then, but seeing as how we didn't even expect to take the poachers in alive, we were actually looking to make our lives a little bit easier, as we're going to put them to work just on the farms for a couple months, have them pay off the crimes, and then we're going to notify the Dubois about their infractions and see if that's going to be payment, if the Dubois want to deal with it personally, and just see where it goes from there. But at least for right now, you've made our lives easier. Thank you.
Of course.
And I guess with that, kind of looks around, looks to Sherry specifically, but then kind of looks to the rest of the crowd as well, and goes, and the head poacher, her name was Fran, and we thought, well, we disarmed all of them, of course, as soon as we got them in there, got them in the cell. They're kind of packed in there, had to make sure they weren't gonna, stab each other or anything. But we were able to find one, there was some rusted knives, kind of splintering horse string bows and things like that. But the one thing that we were able to find that we thought you guys might like to hold on to is this. And you're able to watch this kind of very delicately, not even like a hand on the handle. Max is able to pull out a hand crossbow and lay it down on the table. And this hand crossbow is unique because I believe Cherie would have seen this and Hawthor would have seen this. You guys are able to recognize that this hand crossbow does not have a traditional C structure to the string with the line then going back. The C structure has its line pulled back and it leads into a cylinder at the base that seemingly rotates on top of a wooden support, and you would know this as a drawbow that is common within Horcry, around the deserts of the Otrella deserts and Naskin town. And as Max hands this over, he begins to explain what it does. This is a magical hand crossbow, or a magical drawbow, that has been fitted with a custom drawstring cartridge that allows for it to fire multiple bolts at once. Now, these bolts are smaller, and they are technically less powerful. Because there are multiple at once, it can be said that it's more effective in terms of damage. And the main difference for this crossbow for this hand crossbow is that its base damage before modifiers is 3d4 besides 1d6. And the name of this weapon is penne, because penne in French means quill.
How is that spelled? Because I'm thinking penne like the pasta.
That's how it's spelled.
That's how I wrote it.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
Hey.
Peter.
Give me some ziti.
As that hand crossbow is handed over to whoever would like to take that.
I think-
Sir Bumperdinger, you are familiar with the crossbow, are you not?
I do have a crossbow.
Would you like a slightly upgraded one?
That would be super awesome. Should I, out of character, would it be silly if I, like, as a show of goodwill, like, offered to trade crossbows with this guy?
Why don't you just double crossbow? Just have
Am I wrong? Because I want to get it onto it. Because I'm pretty sure in my games you can offhand shoot a hand crossbow because it's meant to be fired one-handed. Bo's gonna fucking dual class in a gunslinger with crossbows.
Absolutely.
As Max goes, well, and again, I'm so glad that everybody enjoyed the festivities, but I just wanted to come over and give a show of good faith. So, everybody, thank you so much again for all the assistance, and thank you for, I guess, just maintaining more dignity. And I hope to be seeing you guys around here at some point. We would love, if we ever need your help again, we know who to ask. If you ever need our help, if you're in the area, just ask for us. Thank you.
Will do, Sheriff.
Right then.
Be well.
Nods to you all and begins to leave. And finally, before, because time's a little bit timey-wimey here. Before you guys are, basically fully prepped to begin your journey once again, the mayor's wife, and Isaac, the mayor's child, joins you. And they all step up to your table, and they all look to you, and they all bow their heads very respectfully as a sign of respect and a sign of thanks.
Please, there's no need. We're just glad everyone is back in one piece.
Isaac kind of steps up and goes, there certainly is a need, yes. We are indebted to you for our lives. Words cannot express, at least spoken words. But we hope that written words may act as a testament to your exceptional performance. And Etten hands a wax-sealed scroll over to Isaac, and Isaac, in a very traditional way, kind of bending his one knee down, maybe 30 degrees, hands it over to the center of the table and places it down very gently. Would anyone like to read over this scroll?
Oh.
Sure.
No,
Are you volunteering or doing nose goes?
No, I'm doing nose goes.
I'll pick it up and read it.
Cass, as you reach over and you're able to very gently, so it can be resealed, you pull off the wax seal, and you are able to recognize, signed by Etten Rue, Alice Rue, and Isaac Rue, the leaders of this small town. You are able to read in the, again, not the best paper, not the best seal, but on this paper, you are able to read these words of ink that is a glowing review of your performance, as it speaks of not only your ability to rescue those that are nobility, but those that are lawbringers, and those that are even criminal, and you treat them all equally, as it is written here that all life is sacred to you, and you will do your best to save it all, and maybe your best is not even required, for it comes second nature to you. This is I have it written right here. This document can be used to access Travail 2, the castle of the Dubois, without having to inconvenience yourselves. Meaning that if I was planning to do an entrance quest, or disarm you, or follow any traditional custom that would hinder your abilities, that is now off of the table due to your exceptional performance in their territory. Make sense?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I hope it really reads, I'll just say this right now, it's on the record. I expected you guys to pass this test. I did not expect for you guys to get a 100% completion GTA 5 stars on this test. So excellent job.
Did we get a tip?
That is the tip. You got every. Yes, I'm saying you don't have to play more Allatour. That is the tip.
I will say that as Cassiano is reading this letter, just like a very wide grin spreads across his face. Not even about being able to get into the Dubois, but just like that they have excelled so well in cultivating a great reputation here, and hoping that spreads.
Okay. Anything else?
That's all for me.
No? Okay.
This is of I do not have the words to express thanks for how this will aid us on our journey.
You, Etten speaks up and goes, you need not even thank us, as your actions have gained you great favor here. We simply ask that one day, after many more adventures like this one, that you return and tell us of your exploits, as, well, this town would be greatly insulted by not having such wondrous heroes return once again.
I think that can be arranged, can it not?
Oh, absolutely.
We'll keep track of all the best stories for you.
Thank you. And Alice goes, thank you. And after a great amount of appreciation, handshakes, forearm shakes, pats on the shoulders, Alice, Etten, and Isaac recluse themselves, and they exit the tavern. And you all understand that kind of after that final display, you may ride on whenever is most convenient to you.
So, what's the plan?
Yeah,
Where do we go from here?
Are we going?
What is our final destination, by the way? It might be the Bottomless Mimosa speaking right now, but I'm a little bit lost on...
The castle with no name is our final destination, but we have quite a ways to get there.
Did we want to make our way to the beach, since it's kind of on the way, and the beach could be good?
Oh, yes! Could we go to the Fertile Coast? Or... I would love to pray in a place that has fertile in the name. Like, that'd be so great.
No complaints here.
Yeah. I say our general mission is to make our way through Allatour, helping where we can. Who's to say we can't help out with our toes in the sand?
You are quite the poet, Honorable Viscount.
Oh, thank you.
Sir Bumperdigger, does that sound like a plan to you?
I'm trying to decide how drunkenly I should be role-playing. We'll go with moderately. The beach sounds so great to me. You should go to the beach.
I cheers Blur's glass.
It's like wooden mugs and like horn mugs, and you guys have like, for some reason they dug up like dusty old like perfect champagne glasses of like ding.
Nice.
We should all refill our water skins before embarking.
Oh, yes. Stave off the hangovers a little longer.
Yes, and it will be quite warm by the coast.
Excellent. I can't wait. It'll be just like home. Hopefully.
Perfect. Then, with that, are you all ready to begin your travels west-southwest?
I will ask a question as we're heading out. I'll pull the mayor aside, and I'll be like, Mayor Rue, a question for you.
Yes.
I've heard some mention of pirates before on the coast. Any like more details on that? Like, do you guys know who they are? Or, like, you know, how badly they've pillaged the coast? Or...
Well, the mayor kind of looks at you and kind of just thinks a little bit, because clearly news has been a little bit difficult to come by just due to the general, like, just disruption of communications that would be a result of this kind of quote-unquote fey and magical uprising. It's nothing that severe. It's not like a war, but like, you know what I'm talking about. As he thinks and goes, well, there have been occurrences for many years of pirates raiding coastal towns, but certain guardings have been set up to avoid such things, as pirates tend to do their best fighting on the water rather than on land. Now, most notable pirate captains do their raiding on the seas, as, for at least from what I have heard, great Allatour merchant vessels traveling east or south or north can be beset upon by pirate ships or pirate convoys, and sometimes the security forces are able to send them off, whether it's knights or mercenaries. Sometimes the pirates, they do capture our belongings and send them back, mostly clothed with sometimes spanked bottoms, but besides that, rare murders though. As if the fighting is not won, it seems that our people just surrender if they're not well protected. At least for right now with the coast. I'll make a history check of like current events just to see if he heard anything. That's a nat 1.
Can I give him advantage?
Yes, yes, I will allow that.
Because I know I've been talking to my mom, I guess. I don't know.
He goes, and at least from what I have heard of what new messengers coming by, I guess just, from the southwest, not any mass takeovers or advantages taken as a result of the chaos here. So, of what you may find, I cannot say.
So, pirates not necessarily despised, but maybe not the most popular folk.
Those that wish to come and trade and repair their vessels can do so freely, but flying a Jolly Roger flag or touting behaviors of thievery is not regarded well here. We're a merchant people.
Ah, thank you. And that she'll walk away.
Okay.
Be like, oh,
some good information.
Want to see my buddies. She was desperately trying not to look disappointed while talking to him.
And just gonna translate that into a more succinct speech. You get the sense that if you say, "Oh, I come from this place," that doesn't mean you're a bad person immediately. If you're if you go, "I am an active pirate who is stealing from people," it's kind of weird to be like, "Hello, businesses. I am a thief. It's a pleasure to meet you." You know what I'm talking about?
I'm something of a cat burglar myself. What the fuck? This is a museum. Get out of here.
Any other? Anything else you want to ask anybody before you begin your travels?
I will have left a note with Gregory that says, "You're a fast learner. You'll do well. Have a great life."
Gregory, before you left, understanding, just kind of like the arrangement, was very appreciative that you were so close with him for the evening.
Mm-hmm. He has great assets. And a great personality too, even though he doesn't talk very much.
Yeah, just a good guy. He's like, women are cool.
After only fucks the best.
Look, I'd take a women apprentice. I don't care.
Feminist icon.
Yeah, the Gregory Steele. He's gonna. Hey, I'm Gregory. I'm gonna join you guys' party. Just kind of.
Gregory's just here. He's the intern.
The new Ringo.
Okay.
He's just a guy.
But with that, I feel like you guys are about to travel west-southwest.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Towards, I believe towards the nearest village to you, if you follow the main roads, is De La Colline. Ready to travel?
Yeah.
Yes, and yes. And with that, we're going to take a little bit of a quick break, and then we come back, hop right into the travel montage. Sound good?
Yeah.
Eastbound and down.
On the
Load
road
it up and
again.
trucking.
Everybody having a good
On the road
time?
again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes!
yes, yes, and yes. I hope everybody in chat's having a good time too. I hope this is a lot of fun for everybody that's joined, and anybody that's still here. We do appreciate that, and we hope to see you again in a couple minutes. All right, much love, everybody.
We'll be
See you
back.
soon.
Nope.
Yeah, you could
Makes you a
become.
criminal.
Getting cocked.
There we go.
Wow, I cannot type without looking at the fucking keys, and I can't even type then.
Looks like
So
you
true.
failed your typing class in elementary school.
I didn't have a typing class.
And it
Oh.
shows.
Okay.
Get him.
The grass grows around
Get
everybody,
his ass.
crushes you. Well, weep is mad, y'all die.
Ah!
What makes someone a
At
criminal?
least we can fucking type.
Yeah. Oh no, you're typing in chat. Look at me.
Look at me.
All right. Anything else before we jump right back into it?
Happy
Yeah.
Cyberpunk Day, and that's all I'll say about it.
Happy Cyberpunk. Yes, we can't say anything else. We are Twitch is owned by Amazon. We cannot continue that statement anymore.
Sorry.
Johnny Silverhand did nothing wrong. That's all I'm going to say on the topic.
Happy Keanu Reeves Day.
Happy
That's
Keanu
what
Reeves
we'll
Day.
call it.
Okay, and now, of course, if you guys are like eating or kind of just like relaxing or whatever, I'm about to go into a bit of a description of what you guys are able to, I guess, just experience as you're traveling for a few days southwest towards De La Colline. Sound good?
Eastbound and down.
Yes.
Load it
Load
up.
it up and trucking.
Okay. So yeah, so if you need to go get a snack, now's the time to do it, or whatever it happens to be.
I got
Okay.
a snack.
Hell yeah. Okay. What is those?
It's
Almonds?
Blue
wasabi
diamond
and
almonds.
True
sauce.
poison. Okay.
Oh, are they what flavor are they? Wait, what flavor though?
They're wasabi and soy sauce flavor.
Oh.
Love those.
They're good.
Wasabi
They're not
peas,
as spicy
fuck,
as
yeah.
I like.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Okay, well, traveling west, southwest from Voie de la Village, the gorgeous, expansive hills surrounding the capital city of Jumelage are now to your north, as well as to your south, as you're basically hidden in the shadows of the Whitecap Hook. You see fresh, fertile land, full of grassy fields and small collections of trees. Teams of wild horses and sounders of boar neigh and squeal as they rush away from the pretty ones. Days begin to pass as you make camp off the beaten trail to rest at the end of each day of long travel. Welcoming you further west are the distant sounds of waves lapping against the shore. Where did the... No, my music, no, please. I wasn't able to find my music in time.
No!
Interrupting my narration, how could it? The playlist reset.
Boo!
Boo, you sir.
Look at me!
Look at me.
I didn't choose this life. This life chose me.
As more miles begin to disappear underneath you, a small fishing village reveals itself to you from behind tall sand dunes, as the comfortable and familiar grassy terrain gives way to gentle white sand. Scattered around the coast, you're able to see houses made from driftwood planks, some stationed up on elevated patches of earth, and others built on stilts and platforms closer to the sand. And you're able to see fishing piers, boat docks, and children playing in the warm waves. As you guys are traveling along the path, and as you guys reach the shore, again, several days will pass, and I'm not going to ask you very explicitly, who takes watch, or, who leads the charge, what you're eating. I just want to ask if there's any conversations you would wish to have with each other, or any, I guess, small celebrations or, actions of levity that you would have upon seeing the coasts and upon seeing, again, these scattered buildings across. You're nowhere near De La Colline yet. These are kind of just, people set up near the shore sometimes, and you pass by and you see these these small little buildings and houses in the distance as you guys are walking along the path of the shore. Anyone to do anything?
I would like to pull Hathor aside for a chat, whether on a watch or on travel, if that's all right.
Sure.
You're gonna say something?
Well, I'll just say, just for the fun of it, you guys are currently walking on a grassy hill that, if you guys have ever been to like a beach before, you probably know what I'm talking about. It is one of those grassy hills that leads into almost like a semicircle section of it with sand dunes below it. It's probably only maybe 6, maybe 8 feet up above the sand itself, but this trail runs along that as a way of keeping horses off of the sand if you did not want to travel on that kind of terrain. And so you guys are able to look to your west and see these, I guess, just immaculate shores before you. Maybe 5 miles in the distance, you see a small dock and a fishing hovel. You guys are able to hear the wondrous sounds of the lapping waves, and you can speak. You can dismount. You can do whatever you wish.
I think Shuri would stay on her horse. She's not that accustomed with coastal landscapes, but would just like sidle up alongside Hathor, who I'm assuming is on her broom. Look up to her and say, "Are you excited to be not closer to home, but in spirit closer?"
I grew up on beaches and in the ocean, and so while this is different, you know, in the ways in which geography makes things different, you know, the sun rises at a slightly different angle, the shadows are cast, the water taste feels a little different, but is lovely to be on familiar ground.
I'm happy to hear it. I can't say I'm familiar with this landscape, but I'm looking forward to trying something new.
Have you not traveled much outside of LaCroix?
No, my duties have kept me pretty local to Allatour soil. Lady Hathor, may I ask you a question?
But of course.
How long has it been since you've left home?
I'd say 9 months. It's been about 9 months, give or take. Nope, it's been exactly 9 months, 2 weeks, and 4 hours. So I just had to remember.
Of course, I appreciate your memory. And you're from the Palm.
Yes, the Arbor.
The Arbor.
More specifically.
In the past year or two, have you encountered a man with the name LaCroix?
Am I true?
Holy shit! It won't fuck up anything if I say yes. So what I'll just say roll a d20 and get above a 5.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Can I get advantage on this?
I will say yes. I will say you can have advantage on this flat d20 roll.
Okay, 13. I rolled a 2 the first time.
Yes, Hathor, you would have a memory of
Would I have?
I will leave that up to your discretion, but you are aware of somebody named who goes by the Duke LaCroix, not Duke George's LaCroix, and you know the Duke LaCroix. At least from how you remember him, a very handsome man, lean, agile. he was often seen around someone who you really wouldn't remember that well, black-skinned, electrical energy kind of around her. Some people called her the bastard of the storm, but you wouldn't really know a lot about her. But you would know someone by the name of the Duke LaCroix.
I mean, I know somebody who goes by the Duke LaCroix. I did make out with him in a tavern once. He was very good. Wait a minute. Did I fuck two brothers?
That is more information than I needed, Lady Hathor.
Oh, sorry. My bad. I'm not used to, like, having to filter my words.
I appreciate your...
You don't have to, it's fine.
Okay, all right. We don't need to talk about that. You said
yeah.
He's going by the Duke LaCroix?
Yes. He spent a lot of time with, oh gosh, what was her name? Real sharp vibes, you know? Just a real kind of lady, you know? She had a stupid title. It's something like the Bastard of the Arbor? No. She had electrical stuff.
Seagulls flying overhead.
It's Rocky!
There's a What did you say?
DM, do I know this Bastard of the Storm?
Give me a quick just history check.
Fae, Fiend, Undead?
No. DC 13.
What did we say?
Can I give a help action?
No, I think I got it. What'd you say, history?
DC,
Okay.
13.
Yep, 14.
14? You... How do I say this very gently? On your assignment, she was almost a problem. And you'd remember her very well.
Why do you ask?
Just one of my forthcomings since my employment with the LaCroix.
What does that mean? I don't...
He is the son of a noble family and disappeared in the middle of the night. People are looking for him. I am tasked with looking for him, and I did not.
Well, he hangs out a lot in the Arbor, so... What's the name of the ship he has? I can't remember.
Sure, you notice it's like any information that this guy that Hathor could get you could be invaluable if it's updated from what you know.
Well, would I know? Would the ship he have taken have been from the LaCroix? Like, would he have taken like a LaCroix ship?
Give me 1 second, because in the actual doc that I have for the Duke and like his history, he did rename the ship. You would know what he left with, but he did rename it after, like, you know, because that is the stupidest thing in the world. But that's like stealing a car and keeping the same plates on it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, that's true.
Last time I saw him, he was doing rather well for himself. He had 3 ships under his command, and was a pretty talented merchant / pirate. Oh, yeah, he's also super pirate, by the way.
Lovely. Lovely.
Hey, freedom.
Yes. Freedom.
Insight check on Cherie.
Understandable. Also, it's like, yeah, thievery.
Yeah. Dishonor.
Last I heard, he was
Freedom!
working as a waiter.
Dude is making mad tips, but he's only making like $4 an hour, so like it kind of just like evened out.
Paul the Fist was not 9 months ago in Allatour time.
No, it was
okay?
not.
A 14.
I got a 5 deception. So
Queen.
this is clearly bugging her, not just because she failed, but also because of like what she's like learned about noble life and like what's expected, and the fact that he's going against every facet of it is slightly rubbing her the wrong way.
Do you like order, Cherie?
Was it not obvious?
I hope by the end of our travels, we can learn something from each other.
I think that can be arranged.
We'd definitely be on interesting sides of debates, I think.
Lady Hathor, do you intend to pursue anything with Lord Khan LaCroix?
No. No. What was that?
I'm fairly new to the world of no more so than you, but as a lord, he has some things that are expected of him, that which include a suitor, which I'm not intending to propose upon you, but if you have no intentions of pursuing anything further, you need to make this abundantly clear.
So I need to do more than like saying, have a great life.
Yes.
You did a great job.
Yes.
And then there are so many rules to this place. It's
Yes.
fascinating.
You learn as you go, but I just want to prepare you if our travels lead us past the Bassin de la Croix. I want to make sure that no expectations are placed upon you that you do not ask for.
Alrighty. I mean, I don't imagine he's like pining after me. That'd be ridiculous.
Lady Hathor, I've known Lord Khan LaCroix for about 3 or 4 years, and that is exactly the kind of person he is.
Fuck me, I guess.
It is no fault of yours. He is young, and, well, no, he's not that young, but he still has much to learn.
That's true.
I don't want to know in the ways you've taught
I wasn't
him.
I wasn't.
Good. Okay.
You
Okay.
seem very uncomfortable with all of that.
Well, because I am sworn to protect the family, and I do not need to know their personal, private lives. Unless it is to become a concern, but I dread the day that it does.
Dread. That's a strong word.
I like to keep my personal dealings to myself. I would prefer it if it were the same, but it not in this country. It is very much not that way.
It's so interesting. On one hand, this land is filled with people who are just desperate to have passion and intimacy and, fulfill or at least experience, things that are most often accessible through sex. That kind of thing. And then on the other hand, there are so many rules to it all. it just seems a little counterintuitive. Where I come from, there's, it's not a dance with words like it is here.
You are young. I know you will become familiar with the steps of the dance the more time you spend here, if you so wish.
I don't know. I kind of like going by my own too. There's always a way to blend in with the rhythm. What do you want, Cherie? Out of life, out of love.
All I want is to ensure the safety of the realm and of the family I am sworn to protect.
Insight check.
Go ahead.
12. No, 14 again. Sorry.
What are you looking for in that insight check?
I'm looking for... Because that's a tall fucking order for, like, what... I want the world to be safe, and I want, like, whether or not, like, that those are at the very top of her list, or if there's maybe something before it.
I mean, you know that, like, just like the amount of people you've been around, you know that, like, people have more wants than that. But you do know how she said she likes to keep her personal matters to herself. So,
Incredible.
yeah, there's something there, but she's not quite there with you yet to delve into it.
Well then, Cherie, do you know how to swim?
No.
Excellent. We can start tomorrow. You'll love the ocean.
Somehow I doubt that, but
Well, also, if you are intent on bringing back the Duke, or what is his name? Like, does he have a name other than that, or?
Yes, he is not the Duke LaCroix, he is the Lord Hubert LaCroix.
She, like, snorts and covers her mouth real quick. No, that's just it. Hugh is slang term for something really not noble in the Arbor, so I can see why he changed it. I mean, if you're intent on catching him, you're gonna need to learn how to swim. He's out there on the high seas a whole lot.
There's more on my plate for now, but thank you for this information. It will prove most helpful in the searches to come. But I look forward to learning from you, Lady Hathor. And
I look forward.
No,
Bye.
go ahead. Go ahead. Finish what you're saying.
I look forward to being challenged in how I see the world. Thank you for that, Cherie.
And I will ride forward.
Okay. As you continue to ride, yes, absolutely. We are watching our shows. It is wonderful. Anything else? Anything else as you guys continue? Any other conversations that wish to be had?
I had a thought, and then I had a beautiful time with Kate, so hold on. Somebody else can go before me. I remember what it is.
Go.
Yeah, pop off.
I would like, at like some point in our travel to the coast, to just like float next to Cassiano. I'll come down to his level.
God. My cone is so short.
Next to the fucking warhorse that Sharia's on.
Man.
My name is Paco.
Yeah, Blurso doesn't hear any of the actual mule noises. Blurso hears Pinecone fully talk.
It's just Paco going like, this dirt is getting smaller.
I've never felt sand before. This is kind of interesting. It's like soft dirt. I like it.
I don't know what the word sand is.
I didn't say that. I'm Pinecone. I'm Pinecone. That's Pinecone's parents. The floor is yours.
Sorry.
Two Pinecones.
There's always fully listening to a talk. He loses fucking mind.
Quiet now.
No, I'm Paco.
They can't know who's in charge. All right, now with all that. Okay.
Like I can't tell anyone, or they won't believe me.
Okay, back to you guys. Okay.
Whew, that got me. So, great job with all the work in the forest and, afterwards. I just, it was interesting to me, and this might just be because my culture is different from your culture, but it was interesting to me how you chose words rather than fighting the Lesh, and you said you'd learned some stuff about it. And I've been meaning to ask you when we had a free moment, what your mentality around that was.
Well, I figured there are certainly moments to charge into battle, rapier in hand, ready to slash and stab, but of course, raised in a noble family, diplomacy was always emphasized. And I figure if that's a skill of mine, I might as well use it. And that where a dead monster in the woods can certainly have its political leverage, I figure a powerful ally and the knowledge that you were able to get something so otherworldly and powerful on your side is perhaps a little bit more swaying to the right ears.
It's just interesting because it seemed to me less like a political move and more so like you felt some empathy. I may be totally wrong, but
I am well learned. I've read up on the Fae, and I have happened to read up on Leshies, and what I knew of them was that they're like park rangers. They're harmless if you don't get all up in their business. And I figure, hey, are we really gonna stab this park ranger who truly doesn't know where he is?
See, where I come from, it's always stab first, ask questions later, if they're still alive, but I don't know. It's been interesting.
You say...
No, you go.
I was gonna say, you say that is the impulse of the place where you're from. Is that your impulse?
Why not? Although I am out here to learn and to grow and to be challenged. And so, who knows if it'll stay the same. But also, when you belong to the goddess of love, you learn how to create harmony. And so, there is harmony where I am from. Even with all the drunken balls and the crazy men who sometimes tell your fortune, but then other times just talk about a dog and a windmill. And truly, it's just Joe Jabber.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay, there you go.
Oh, Joe Jabber.
Are we really going to stab this part right here? Just the question. But, yeah, I'd say yes, absolutely, that's my impulse. It's always been by my gut.
Well, I would perhaps I'll learn from you about stabbing first and asking questions later. And you say you're all about the goddess of love and harmony and all the whatnot of that. I'd say that with all that knowledge of what makes harmony and love, that you could do well learning to weaponize the opposite. You know what gets people together. Sometimes some discord sown among the right people, among your enemies, can do a lot more than a blade.
You are so lucky I come from the most chaotic city in the world, because if I was a priest of Aphrodite of any other make, I'd be stabbing you for blasphemy right now. Ooh. But as it is, I don't know. Maybe we'll have some fun with that. Maybe I will stab you, and maybe, just maybe, we might be the better for it at the end of the day.
You never know.
But you love drama. That is
yes.
Utterly clear. But
it's useful,
interesting.
it's fun, it's interesting.
But what's more interesting to me is you like to pretend you're the master manipulator in the room, sowing discord, creating gossip and drama, but every now and again, it slips. Just ever so slightly. And I wonder what the being underneath that is. But hey, if I'm the master of persuasion and you're the master of deception, it shall be an incredible tango indeed.
And with that...
Anyways, have a nice time on your pony.
It is a mule!
Flies off. And with that, I'm going to give one more little description, then we're going to call it a night. Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. These small pockets of occupation, these small little homes, these little docks, these little stilted buildings, they begin to congregate further down the beach, a mile, 2 miles away. And you're able to see much less organized than Voix, as all of these buildings are clearly facing the sea. And there are lowered buildings and then stilted buildings and lowered buildings and stilted buildings, multiple docks kind of shoved together. You're able to see rowboats and canoes lining the beach, netting covering them, these docks kind of set about, and out in the distance, maybe a nautical mile, maybe 2, you're able to see a large galleon ship kind of anchored off of the coast. Not beached itself, not having hit a sandbar. It just seems like it's waiting patiently. I think 2 nautical miles is like maybe a half of a mile off of the shore. As you guys approach the town further, what could be considered the center of the town. Holy crap, that is loud.
The music of my people!
As you approach the center of the town, again, in order to even enter into the town proper, your horses have to disembark from the, I guess, like dirt and sand pathways you have been on, and enter onto the beach itself. And how close you get to the water, perhaps some ocean foam begins licking up against your mount's hooves. Perhaps they just sink comfortably into the sand. But
I take my shoes off.
you take your shoes off. You can honestly just start kind of dragging your feet into the sand as you are properly welcomed into the village of De la Corinne, the village by the sea. And Allatour, you would hear this first more than anybody else, at least you would recognize it. Toward the center of town, the collection of these buildings, immaculate white sands, long stretches of coast before it actually even meets the sea, you hear some kind of celebration going on. It's loud music even as you are not right next to it. You would imagine that within the building it's almost deafening, coming from a stilted, dome-thatched roofed building. It sounds like raucous singing and laughter. You can hear glasses shattering and furniture shattering, and as if every being inside is completely off the rails drunk. And Allatour, this sounds like home to you. As you are coming up to the stairway, kind of leading off of the beach, off of the sands, into this this domed, seeming like some kind of tavern-esque building, you're able to see the proper doors are closed, and with one window open, kind of letting the sound escape. One window is currently, shutters shut, kind of blocking some of the hot air as you all begin to, I guess, perspire a bit more than usual because the UV rating is up. You guys didn't bring suntan lotion. Some of you are in heavy armor as you're trotting around with your mounts being a darker shade, so they're just absorbing so much heat. But the last thing that you're able to see before we're gonna end for tonight is you're able to watch as the one window that has its shutters closed, you're able to watch as it explodes open with small fragments of wood and straw tumbling to either the sandy path that you're on, or they get swept away by the strong sea breeze. And as this window explodes open, you have to wonder what exactly caused it. And Allatour, you already knew it before you could even see it properly. A person caused this window to explode. As this person's shoulder blades and back smashed into it as they were thrown out of this window, as they are rocketed out of this establishment, and they fall 6 feet down, kind of underneath the building, and fall into the sand as an explosion of just sand punctuates their fall. And the last thing that you're able to notice is the figure who quickly begins getting up and brushing herself off. You're able to see a black-haired, olive-skinned woman in a blue tunic with developed biceps and triceps and shoulders, clearly a fisherwoman of some regard. And Allatour, you'd recognize the muscles of a sailor. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Ooh.
My people!
Ladies and gentlemen, are we all having a good time?
Yes!
Yes, and yes. I love to hear it, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
So yes, Allatour is just adventures of the week and some excellent roleplay. I hope the vibe is consistent and is still a ton of fun, and I'm just so glad to see that everybody's having a good time with it. It makes me very happy.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Cherie, you got competition for the dark-haired, muscular woman.
Ooh. They have to arm wrestle. It'll be so hard on all of us to watch.
Oh god, if I must.
I mean, this woman's like 5. She's tall. She's not like Cherie tall.
How tall is Cherie again?
6'4".
Oh,
We reference that all the time.
I know. I forget if it's like 6 foot or 6'4".
She's 4. She's She's 6'4".
She's 6'2". She's
6'2", okay.
6'2".
4 years old.
I'm following you.
It was a Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends reference.
Yes!
So yes.
It has been less than a year since I last watched that show in its entirety.
But yeah, and honestly,
Incredible.
great job, everybody. I hope. What do we think? More traveling? Was the amount of traveling good? Like, do we need more, like, you know, gritty kind of like road trip stuff? Like, well, how was the traveling this episode? What do you guys think?
Very good.
It was pretty good.
Very good. Okay, excellent. I was like, you know, you guys can camp out underneath the stars every now and again. I'm not gonna make you do it every time because it's gonna be unless I have something planned. I'm almost never gonna make you do it. Now I will make you do it sometimes to keep you on your toes, but
I enjoyed this traveling episode. I thought that was really
Yeah.
hell yeah. Welcome to the beach.
We should do the traveling segments in real time.
We all already know Cassiano is brushing his hair 100 times
Yeah.
every night. It's been established.
Cassiano's conditioner costs more than Hathor's brew.
Almost definitely.
But yeah, and I'm very excited for this upcoming quest line. I mean, I've always wanted to start a quest. I've never done it before. I've always wanted to start a quest by someone getting thrown out of a tavern window. I've always wanted to. I don't know, that was like the first thing of like Baby Drew from like 2021 was like, wouldn't that be a cool little way of? And I had no idea what to do with it. Now I'm like, I gotta know what's going on now. So I'm very excited to go that way.
That's so sweet.
So yeah, but
Beach.
beach.
Stairs, beats, beach. Battlestar Galactica.
And I already have my new quest. I am very happy that you guys chose not to go to the Dubois Castle, because literally I had my notes up like on, so basically you guys are here, my notes are like right here, and in my notes it said they go to Dubois Castle. I had no legitimate, I was like, time to start making stuff up. So I'm very happy you guys continue to go to the beach, because I have a quest planned and we get to see all of that. I think the way it's gonna go is I'm gonna try to make it so like each little village is 2 sessions and each like major castle is like 4 or 5, but we'll see how that when we get there. We'll see how much detail I can give. But yes, I hope that was super fun for everybody. And I get excited for this Friday, where I'm pretty sure we're gonna be doing this again, right? If everybody is down, if everyone's still available.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah, I'll be good for that.
Oh yeah,
I think I have to
we'll
answer
talk
the
about that
phone.
later, though. But thank you. Well, first of all, thank you, Forge of Lore, for the raid. That is super cool. Thank you so much. That is awesome. And
It's so much fun when it's when
What does
like,
that mean?
people
What
are,
does that
like,
mean? What does that mean?
So
We-
with Twitch
we are
rating,
rated?
you are. I think it's a new. So the way that it used to work, it's a practice of you're able to. I think through Twitch's systems now, take all of your viewers on your stream and put them in someone else's stream. And so we had a raid at the beginning that was like eight viewers in Forge of Lore themselves, and that's just super nice. Thank you so much.
That's so fucking cool. Thank you so much. Oh my god.
Yeah,
And the people in the chat, Iz and Moby, thank you for chatting and hanging out.
Yeah, yes,
there.
Iz and Moby
Hungry
and
for
all people.
apples. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so nice. It's so nice to just
I
see.
missed that one.
It feels really great just because, you know, as we said, we love doing this, and we just love the fact that other people enjoy this as well as us, and just experiencing the story and sitting at the table with us, and it's just so much fun. You guys are super cool, and we hope to see you guys next time we do this. So much love, everybody. Thank you so much for all the support, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace out, guys. Thanks again.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.